Hello. Hello. How are we doing, lovely folks? Oh. Sorry. Sorry. Hello. How are we doing today? I'm a little irked. A little irked. A little irate. Slightly. I was trying to multi-stream today, but it will come soon. No worry, be happy. How's the camera? I messed with it a little bit as I was trying to set things up in Streamlabs. Haven't used it in eons and generations. I certainly have never used it to multi-stream. So it was being a pain, and I am an old man at heart. So it feels like I'm rather heinous with technology. How are you doing? How are you with technology? Perhaps if I called you over, you could help me. Set this up for me. I don't know how to do it. Let's see. Get comfortable. You may hear my chair a little bit. Sorry, I have to replace this old thing. Old, battered and messed up, nasty little chair. It was old when I got it. Oops. Is it a crime to be unsure? In time we'll find if it is sustainable. Hello. Hello, Pixie. I thought my little assistant got it all set up. Fix shirt. What part of my shirt? What does it even mean? You may be my moderator, but you're not too old for me to ban. You love my voice? Thank you. I love your voice. How are you doing today, Mayo? Oh. Maybe I just have to start trimming my hair or something because it's absolutely disgusting. Can you see all my split ends? The squalor and pain on top of my head. I've got to get these split ends gone. If I could afford a barber, I would go to a barber. Do you trim your own hair or do you barb it? Or do you prefer a professional barber? Rather. How is my volume today? I was messing with settings. Let me know if anything needs to be adjusted. The moobs part of me doesn't seem to cause too much trouble except for making the stream 18 plus. The part that TikTok really hates about me is it calls me boring or repetitive. Do you find me boring and repetitive? A little bit louder than yesterday. I see. How vexing. Ouch. My little knots. Does it need adjustment? Hey, your hand drawing is still there. Yes, I gave it a little scrub, but a good bit of it stayed, and this only left because I was doing the dishes all day. Trim your own, but it always looks like a mess. That's funny. Oh, I have a big knot. I have a couple big knots. Breaks my heart. Oh. You're pretty tough, NGL. Thank you. Meaning unknown. You're tough yourself. Tough. Moves are tough. And was it just yesterday that person said, show us what you're chiefing on? What you're chiefing on? That is so funny to me. Just because it's such a funny phrase, obviously. And then, I don't know, just like secondarily because I'm native, but I don't think they meant it like that. Chiefing. To chief upon. When did that become vernacular for schmoken? Why am I tough? Nick, thank you for the follow. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. That's really old. Yes. How old? I was pretty sure that it didn't come up at the same time that like Blinker was coming up, right? Like, I'm aware it would be old. I wonder if it would just have, like, if the idea is supposed to be like chiefing, as in like the pipe, the peace pipe, and stuff like that. Kay's mommy, Kai's mommy, Caleb, Jace, thank you for the follows. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Now this says try increasing your mic volume for clearer audio. But Sawyer, so lovely to see you, said that I'm louder. And Danielle, so lovely to see you. So lovely to see you folks. I was a little later than I wanted to be. It's by a few minutes, but at my big age, a few minutes could mean the end. Today we got some stuff ready on Streamlabs, so hopefully tomorrow or sometime next week we will be doing our first dual stream. As long as I can get stuff set up. I sound good? Excellent. Oh, you hear that? My poor hair. Could do with a little wash. Could do with a wash. Maybe tomorrow I'll just start chopping things off. What do you think? It might be satisfying to hear me try to chop some of my hair up for the mic, perhaps, and I could go I could do that for you. How are you doing, Sawyer? How are you doing, Danielle? How was your day? I had a beautiful day today. High anxiety. And then what helped it? Chilling out, really. I did a lot of chores. Can you hear that, guys? You have a nice voice for affirmations or personal attention ASMR. Thank you. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Asking streamers to do ASMR for a video. What does that mean? Sawyer, feeling wise, strong, and loved. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Let me add some to the pile then. Let me sprinkle some more for you. Ocha. Today's the third day going live in a row. The goal is to go live tomorrow. And then probably to take 3 days to myself and then do 4 days again. But we'll see. See, gifting just got suspended because of repeated activities. Had a decent day, but high anxiety as well. Yes, glad I'm live. So am I. So am I. The lives help. They help. Just gives me something to focus on. Gives me an outlet to speak and to be heard, which is very lovely and validating. And to hear beautiful people. Beautiful people. It's very lovely. It's very nice. Always just a cacophony of kind, beautiful folk. Zach followed. Thank you for the follow, Zach. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Remind me of Argyle from Stranger Things. I've heard that once or twice. Hello, X. So lovely to see you here. How are you doing today? Love and thank you for the follow. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Hand sounds? Can you hear them? I like to just... Is this hand ringing? Is this like the evildoers wring their hands? Speaking of Stranger Things, this is my Eddie Munson little pop guy. Just lives on my microphone. This might squeak and be tremendously loud. Let me mute the mic for a half second. Hello. So cute. Yes, thank you. I like it. I like that little guy. I just have my other little cute desk critters tucked away in the shelf. Soon to be put into a box so we can move house. Woof, 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 woof. What an awful scenario to be found in, is it not? To have to move. But it'll be nice. We need a new space. Maybe I can be closer to the library. Get some hours in. I've got to do my nails again. They're all gum. And in the first place, it was only one layer, so they were doomed from the beginning. But also, I do so many things. Lots of dishes. So I think I'd have to reapply often anyway. Favorite show or movie? I have many favorite movies. Shows. I own the box set of Sons of Anarchy, and I own Flight of the Conchords. I haven't watched them terribly much, but they're the only shows that I own in my massive collection of movies. Well, I call it massive. I've got a few hundred, but compared to like my mother or like other old individuals who've been collecting for as long as I've been alive, wow, that's massive. Favorite movies though, I'm always partial to The Thing. I've seen that many times. That's one of my comfort movies. So when I was feeling unwell, I'd put that on. So about every 6 months at least, I would have that on for the Christmas season and for my birthday, because those times of my life were very let's call them less than excellent. So I'd watch a lot of The Thing, I'd watch a lot of Misery, I'd watch a lot of I've seen 28 Days Later a lot. These days, Pulse. Ooh, goodness gracious heavens to Betsy. Pulse has to be one of the greatest films I've ever seen. It lives in my mind constantly. The Japanese original, that is. I have not seen the American remake, and frankly, it looks no, let's say, right? What do you think? What is your favorite movie? Can you do the tapping trigger? The tapping trigger. I can. Right now I have a sketchbook. This is just an old sketchbook from... You may hear my cat chewing behind me. Her name is Penny the cat. She's hungry. This sketchbook is quite old. It's about 15 years old. A little bit older. Wait. Oh, actually, just about exactly 15. I would have received this sketchbook close to me turning 10 years old. 15 years ago. From a beloved friend and ally. There's a gentleman who ran a after-school program that I attended. Spent a lot of time. A professional artist who drew with me a lot. And gifted me my first nice sketchbook ever. I think there's still pages in it not drawn in. For a long time I was scared to touch it because I would ruin it. What genre of movies do you like? Horror. In general, my favorite genres are horror and romance, but I don't know many good romances. As a teenager, I watched a lot of romance anime, but as an adult, they don't have the same appeal, because I've grown out of them, and there aren't really any good romance animes for me as an adult now, so I don't watch those. And romance movies, woof. It's kind of tough to find, like, real good ones, right? I like Punch Drunk Love. That movie's beautiful. Do you like this? I like this. But I can change it if it's unpleasant for you. Look who's back. Back again. Hello, Nas. You are back. Tell a friend. Big fan of your music. So lovely to see you here again. How are you doing? Xavier, thank you for the follow. You're strong, you are wise, and you are loved. I'm hungry. So am I. Which is quite vexing because I just ate. Nah, this is who you were named after. That's cool. A musical family? Perhaps. I was also named after a musician. How long did it take to grow hair? What year is it? 2026? It's been 6 years. Maybe a little longer. When was the last time I got my last haircut 1 or 2 years how old was I when? I think it's been 7 years. I think 1 year prior to quarantine, I got my hair cut. I had been growing it for a couple years at that point, but I was just so tremendously warm in the summer, and the summers were so miserable to me, and I would get depressed due to the heat, and my health would go down, and I would just have a bad time. So I got my hair cut, and I remember vividly because I had started to become known for long hair back then. It's because it's notable. When it is a lot shorter, my volume was insane. I have very, very thick hair, and it's wavy. And as it's gotten longer, it's gotten less voluminous. And my waves are slowly straightening out with the weight of my hair. But I don't know how much longer I can get my hair because my scalp is under a lot of pressure. More of a New York family. My sister's name is Brooklyn. Oh, I see. Ashton, thank you for the follow. You are strong, you are wise, you are loved. Scratches? Scratches? Under your chin? Under your chin? Does that look like an under chin scratch? Excuse me. I know humidity can change the texture of your hair. Maybe that's something. Yes. The different times of year I have to take care of my hair differently. I've been to the Midwest in winter, and it's very different. It's very different than the West Coast winters that I'm used to, of high humidity, high rain. In the particular spot I was in. What is your nationality? What country I'm coming in? What country you coming in? I am Afro-Indigenous. Hi, from Florida. That's a pretty humid place. Is it not? I like the scratching, but I don't like it like that. I liked that. It makes you feel like I have a break. I don't like the scratching when it's constant. it feels not my tempo. Long hair is very beautiful, thank you very much. I rather enjoy it, and I agree. I think it's a shame when people shave their heads bald. Now, obviously, whatever you're comfortable with, unless you are a female presenting person, I think that's very cool in that case. But when gentlemen shave their head, I think it's rough. Now, they even make memes about it, you know, like someone with a beautiful head of hair, or the second their hair grows to a beautiful length, it's like a buzz cut. I don't know, I just like hair. I like hair a lot. That feels nice, excellent. The hottest place I've been is Texas summer. Can you please say some positive affirmations before bedtime, please? Do I pronounce your name Kebe May? Kebe May. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. The things that trouble you are temporary. You are temporary. Your time here is temporary. Someday, you won't have to deal with the things that irk and the things that hurt. I think that's beautiful. I don't know how your stress levels have been, but mine have been somewhat elevated. And recounting that in my head, or repeating that in my head rather, has been very helpful. Temporary. Limited time only. And I think that's beautiful. It puts it into perspective. The time that I have, I try to maximize my pleasure because it's limited. So just take a breath and breathe out, and just allow the negativity to drain from you, to be ventilated, like you're opening up some windows and letting that stagnant air out, and just brush it out. I think that's why I like this style of scratching. It reminds me of drawing and erasing, getting rid of that little debris. Let me catch up to you folks. I haven't been reading. You kind of remind me of Jacob from Twilight. That's what I forgot to say. Was when I got my haircut 7 years ago, I stepped out and the first person I saw was a little old lady who said, "You look like Taylor Lautner." And it's trippy looking at, I think one of the only photos I have of me like relatively recently with short hair, like real short hair, was from when I was 15. I not like scratch. The tapping feels good though, and rubbing. So you don't like this? You seem very wise. I've been told that. I have a lot, lot, a lot, 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 lot of room to grow. A lot of room to grow, to be sure. Bubblegum Barbie Princess. I like that name. Thank you for the follow. You're strong, you're wise, and you are loved. Zebeda, hello. I love you. It is so nice to see you here. How are you doing? Well, that was beautiful. Thank you. I hope that fills a need for your affirmations, May. It's flooding, and my car is flooding. This sucks. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. It's flooding where you are. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds horrendous. It's flooding. Do you have to evacuate? Can you evacuate? You see your hand tattoo is still there. Yes, it is. With that, with our friend Hen appearing, I think I'm going to smudge. We're gonna send some positive vibes to Hen. This CX Hen. Or Cohen. I'd like to call you Hen. You just watched Sinners. It was excellent. That movie is absolutely amazing and beautiful. I cried very much. Excuse me. Love you, we are good. Excellent. I love you. Love you, love you, love you both. Love you very much. Sending all my care and regard to every last one of you. To those of us who may or may not have a flooding car at the moment. To those of us going to sleep. And if you're in between, I'm sending care and attention your way as well. Find other people's apartments have feet of water in them. Well. Here, take this. I want you to take this smudge and guide it over your head and over your shoulders and over your body and over your body and just wipe that muck away. Wipe away the hard feelings of the day, whatever you can. Let that negativity float away from you, fall off of you and seep into the ground and be ventilated out on your breath, released into the world to vex you no longer while you are in this place at the very least. I'm in between time and space, and I've pit stopped here. Well, I'm glad that you have. This is the type of pit stop you need when you're traveling the bounds of time and space. Rather than getting your wheels checked, you come in for a quick balancing of your mind. When you say it like that, it sounds like I'm your trip sitter. There you are. There you are. So lovely to see you here today. Oh, I guess I forgot about. I'm trying to banish the negativity, but what we have to do as well is we have to breathe in and think of the things that we're hoping for from this week and from this month or from this day. Some of us are just playing it by ear, playing it by the day or by the hour. That's okay. We do what we must, and we will be okay. In one way or another, we will be okay. One way or another, we're going to be okay. Everything will work out one way or another. Positivity will find us. We will find it. We work and rest and continue. It's always important to rest. And it's always important to know or have a rough idea of when to stop resting. When you gotta work your little heart out. If my mind is balanced, I can take any kind of adversity exactly. Sometimes you'll find that your mind is not balanced. That you take your usual steps if you've taken some time to develop them. Take your steps to balance your mind and it doesn't get balanced. Sometimes it happens. I found myself like that recently. And then what? And then what? I can't exactly recall how my mind was going. It was just, I had a moment today where everything was everywhere and my heart rate was up and my irritability was up and my tiredness was up and I was lethargic and just having an unpleasant time and I slept and that felt good. I got up and I made meals for the house and then I said I'm gonna go back to sleep. Excuse me. I decided to sleep on it and talk about it. Talking and sleeping on it. Exercise I've been throwing in there. And just finding that what's going on with me right now, I'm doing a lot. I'm taking a lot of actions. I just gotta take stock and remember that it's going to be okay. And I had to look at my tool set because I was realizing today, Pixie Lee actually brought it to my attention that some of you beautiful folks have been messaging me. I apologize for not seeing those. The only reason I didn't see them, even though I was looking previously, is because I had like 9 spam messages and like 1 or 2 real messages. And then recently I've been getting even more. And I see you. And I appreciate your words. I'm glad that you're excited for me to stream. That makes me happy. And I hope you're doing well. Somebody asked me if I can do a guided meditation think that's a lovely idea. And I think that's just what I've been needing as well. Excuse me, I'm just gonna go under my eyes a little bit because they feel like they need it. Oh, my chat as well. Max, this calm? Yes. Kevin, hello, how are you doing? What is up, man? Not much. What is up with you? So lovely to see you again. Can you do some face tracing, please? On my face? Sherlyn, thank you for the follow. You're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. Cozy, thank you for the follow. You're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. I love you. I love you too. You're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. Already doing it on your face. Just wasn't paying attention. That's funny. Yeah, I received a message requesting guided meditation. I used to meditate a lot, and I still do. Meditation comes in many forms. This feels like a form of meditation, where I'm just mindful. I am a very loud person. I'm a very rambunctious person. I'm rather high-strung. I feel everything immensely, whether that's literally physically. I have like sensitive skin, and I have I'm just sensitive, and emotionally I feel everything very strongly, and it's taken a lot of work to regulate that, and it's taken a lot of time, and it's taken a lot of love, and it was very strange. My early forays into meditation and self-love, it was very intense. It was very intense times I lived in. I used to go out 10 degrees below 0 Celsius, that is, and just no jacket, normal clothes, a t-shirt and jeans, and just go outside to feel the cold. A form of grounding. That's one of my earliest kind of meditative techniques, was the grounding, the feeling the weather. When it would storm, I would go to the ocean. I was deathly afraid of the ocean at the time that I was starting my meditations at 16. Deathly afraid of it. I had had several near drowning experiences. And well, let's just say I was having a rather awful time on Christmas of 2017. I had a very bad time, and somebody called me and said some very nasty things to me. Somebody I loved dearly, and I was upset. So I took my ass down to the ocean, and I went right up to a pier that just the day before I had refused to step foot on because the beating of my heart and my head getting light and all these scary things happening to me. And I decided in that moment to face something I found awful. And that became my first grounding technique, as I understand it, where I would subject myself to a feeling, and usually that feeling was cold, and it was nature, and it was also my own fear. At the time, feelings were a bit difficult to come by. So fear was invited. A reminder of my humanity. And then I would slowly develop other techniques and meditations that would help me. That's been about 10 years now, 9 years. And I haven't really gone over them since. And I find I have different barriers before me. I have different troubles. A lot of similar, a lot of different, evolved. And I would really like to develop a new meditation plan for myself for when I need to self-regulate. Sophie and Cruisin' Carol, thank you for the follows. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Elijah, hello, it's so lovely to see you. How are you doing? Nobody's talking. I hope that story wasn't too, depressing or anything. I tried to keep it short and vague. I don't mind talking about that stuff, but I haven't decided. With how I run my mouth, you are going to learn every single aspect of my being in no time. That story will arrive again, probably sooner than later, once I've decided how I want to tell it. But basically, that was me discovering meditations. I used to also, if that makes sense, maybe I'm forgetting things to say. Yeah, I also started saying positive things to myself in the mirror at that time. I used to say negative things in the mirror. I used to say very nasty things, and I believed them. And I reinforced them by saying it. And I found I was just so distraught one day looking at the mirror saying these things. I decided I didn't want to anymore. That if nobody else was going to give me the affirmations that I needed, that I had to. So over the years, I've slowly picked up some. You're strong, you are wise, and you are loved was one that particularly stuck with me. Just simple. A trap I've always fallen into was that when I spoke, I had to make sense. I had to make sense. You are strong, even though you don't feel strong, even though this, even though that, even though blah blah blah. You're smart, you've gotten this far, even though this, even though that, even though this, even though you're stupid, even though you're dumb, even though you make mistakes. All this stuff, it would get bogged down and bogged down and bogged down and bogged down. So when I was trying to find my own affirmations by myself, I would question myself. And I would dispute, and I would argue, and I wouldn't meditate. I don't know how I got that under control. And frankly, I don't think I ever did. And I don't think I ever will. My brain is very active. But one thing I found that helps is keeping it simple. Dead simple. You are strong. You are wise. And you are loved. The beginning, the middle, and the end. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. And you are beautiful. You are kind. You are a mountain. Excuse me. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you to our 13 new, lovely, beautiful, illustrious followers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your beautiful returning faces as well. It's so nice to see you, Elijah. How are you doing? Colton, thank you for the follow. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. I'm always, pensive, I suppose, or thinking, pensive, always thinking, always reflecting. I like this brush. I didn't get any time to draw today. I drew a little bit, but it's in the living room sketchbook, so I have nothing to show you that's new. What did you do today? I hope you drew. I hope you got to draw, because I didn't. Draw enough for the both of us, would you? Make more art. Create more things. More beautiful things that I know you can create. Gotta go to bed. Going to Pride tomorrow. Ooh, enjoy. Enjoy going to Pride. I love you. So lovely to see you. Take care. You're strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Do we have any trigger requests? Or do we just like this? I walked through the water to get to my car. I'm 6 feet and it's always almost to your knees. Woof. My condolences. Should you be here? I guess. Where else do you have to be? Be safe and don't get swept away into the sewers. A great flood, huh? Gosh. See? Yeah. How can it even be flooding this time of year? Thought it was supposed to be like 30 degrees by now. Unfuckwittable. Thank you for the follow. You're strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Is it a crime to be unsure? In time, we'll find if it is sustainable. Some smaller cars, the water is above their headlights. We'll be okay, surely. That'll just buff out. So do cars just get bricked from floods? Or is like, yeah? Huh. Gosh, I've never dealt with flooding like that. I've dealt with like, yeah, no. Got no input, my friend. I've got no input. The flooding will pass. Keep yourself safe. If they don't have insurance, they will lose their car for sure. Woof. What is the, I'm used to dealing with like earthquakes and earthquake drills and stuff. I've been meaning to make a little earthquake kit. Like a little disaster kit of some sort. Now that I'm acting like an adult. Like, I know some protocols for earthquakes. What's the protocol for flooding? What do? Get to high ground? Go to the tippy top of your nearest mountain? Are you in a high-stakes situation currently? Or are you just chilling, wading through the waters? Oh, let me drink some more water. Is there car flood insurance? Just chilling? Excellent. Excellent. I don't remember if I finished my thought earlier. Oh, I think I did when I was telling stories about my past. Just kind of. I want to write some thoughts on my new methods of meditation. I want to go over what I do to regulate and update it. And I'd like to work on some guided meditation, a video or something for you lovely folks. But also for myself. Because all of this stuff that I do on stream, I do because it helps me. The stims that I choose and hang out with are just pleasant. Just It's the same with the affirmations. Just ones that I chose because they helped me. The people a few buildings over might lose all their furniture if they don't have insurance also. Woof. You in Florida? Sounds like a Floridian thing. They get a lot of cyclones, don't they? Or sounds like an Indonesia thing. I had a homie from Indonesia forever ago. Lila, thank you for the follow. You are strong, you are wise, you are loved. Yay, some ASMR. Yay. Woohoo. What was that ridiculous sound that just happened? Was that just because of the weird... TikTok said it detected inactivity because it likes to disrespect me and my profession. So I just had to move a puzzle piece into place. That's what that was. Damn, even your ringtone relaxing. It's not my ringtone. There's some weird TikTok thing. It plays every time. That is stupid. Love your aura? Thank you. I love your aura as well. Aura. How are you doing, Isabel? I hope you had a beautiful day. I enjoyed my day. Got lots of chores in. Started getting stuff ready for future streams. Toiling. Cooking. Tiny bit of drawing. Thinking. That's the first time I've heard it. Yeah, it plays every stream at least once. Good, you just woke up. You woke up crazy? How am I? I'm doing very well. It's a beautiful day today. I'm doing well. Just thinking now what I want to do next. We could read. Or I could keep doing the ASMR thing. Or I could show you. I still have 3 sketchbooks to show you. Yesterday we went through one of them. Yesterday we went through the 4th. Isabel, thank you for the follow. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. We've gained so many lovely, beautiful followers. Thank you for your follows. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your kind words and your attention. I appreciate you. You're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. You're beautiful. Keep it up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep it up. Is gifting still restricted? How nasty of them. How nasty of them to restrict my gifting for doing what I do every time I go live. It feels so strange. You don't like this, Pixie? What about you other folks? What do you think? I like it. That one is a little better than it was before. Well, the one that I don't like is this. I like the motion, but it's just like unpleasant to me because it doesn't stop. And I like that one alright, or pretty well. Excuse me. But I like this. I like that. It just feels like, I guess it also feels nice because it's like I'm exploring my sketchbook. Just like what I did when I first got it. I remembered sitting with this old thing. 2 of them I have. And just admiring them. And feeling their pages. And just imagining what I would draw in them. What does it sound like when you trace it with your fingertip instead of your nail? Trace it? This? Can you hear anything? Hello. Walk 'em down and Wu-Tang, they were roaches. Wu-Tang? Hi. Taps are nice. Can't hear much. Yeah, that's what I figured. I like the taps. You're in cement land. I'm in cement land. RN gang poo. I don't know where that is. Walk 'em down and Wu-Tang. Right now, gang, pull up. I understand. I don't know where to pull up to. I like Wu-Tang though. So I wish I could. How do you like your tapping? I've been a tapper my whole life. Usually I tap my fingers, and I always have, and I just go through different whichever ones I do, and just ADHD just fiddle. And that kind of just goes for everything. So I go, Land is a very cool place in St. Louis, Missouri. But if you go, don't vandalize, please. I won't. Vandalize how? Like spray paint? Or is it already spray painted? Breaking stuff, spray paint don't matter. That's what I figured. I like why can't I remember what it's called to spray paint on things? I like it. Graffiti. Is graffiti like the legal name? Like the illegal name of spray painting? Like, is it only graffiti if it's somewhere that it's not supposed to be? Graffiti. Or like, can I graffiti a big piece of paper? Street art is the legal name. Graffiti if it's illegal. I see. So I guess, is graffiti like demeaning? Like, is that someone who's like, I don't want your graffiti around here? Or like, is graffiti chill if you're a street artist? Tagging as well. Yes, I'm aware of tagging. But I understand tagging is often more specifically like a signature. Not exclusively, I think, but I've understood it more as your signature when you go around tagging. Put your initials or what have you. Depends. A lot of places in my city allow it. That's cool. What do you do at Cement Land? Are you an artist? Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your follows, your time, and your attention. You're strong, you are wise, and you are loved. If it's a business, you need a permit and authorization by the owner. Yes. School I used to go to got an artist to come in and, paint up their walls because they were getting tagged all the time. They didn't like it. He was cool. I got to draw with that artist a lot. What do we think about the tapping? I'm mixed up on it because it feels hard for me to pay attention to, and I'm worried that the tempo is a little too high for me. Is it time for me to read something, or do we just like this? Spinland is an incomplete playground museum made by the same guy who made STLC. Passed away before it was completed. I'm not familiar with that museum either. Read? I'd like to read. That'll be nice. And if you folks want to see any art at any point, I have a few sketchbooks pulled up, ready to flip through. Oops. Ignore that. personally like tapping, but I'm a low tempo person. Excellent. That's good. I'm trying to be low tempo at the moment. Oh. What's your favorite part of doing streams? Talking to you. I like talking to all the lovely folks. It's very pleasant. Feels like whenever I'm having a hard time, and this is only recently because I've been streaming for years, and well, I've always loved streaming. I've been streaming for years and years, and usually when I go live it gets better because I get to hang out with my friends and stuff. And when I used to stream, it was to 5 people if I was lucky, and then after a while of constantly streaming, it was like 16 people was a lot, like the most I'd ever seen in my stream at once. And I just like talking to people. I like that a lot. I've always loved streaming. But what I was saying is that this experience is new. Today we have 29 people here. And in my head I'm like, it's a little low compared to how it's been, because you folks have been spoiling me. There was 80 people here at one point yesterday, you know? That's so many people. And I've only done like 10 streams of ASMR, and I already have so many beautiful people coming by to see me, and people returning to see me. It feels incredible. It feels lovely, and I feel blessed. I feel very grateful to have pleasant people coming to visit me every day. And it makes doing the toiling stuff out there feel a little bit better, because I know that I have another pleasant hobby that I can return to once I'm home. So that's the part I really enjoy about streaming, is you lovely folks. Thank you for being here. Freak and Ian, thank you for the follows. You're strong, you're wise, and you are loved. Pixie, pinning the YouTube. Yes, if you like my presence, if you like my energy, the YouTube has more of me. It currently is a storage place for VODs, and in the future there will be things recorded specifically for it, like reading and ASMR and stuff like that, hopefully. Potentially drawings, time-lapse drawings, and just stuff that I like and stuff that you like. Excuse me. If you guys have suggestions or requests, one suggestion or request that I had was of guided meditation, and I think that would be a very lovely video to have on the YouTube. Guided meditations and affirmations. And just chill stuff. If you need to fall asleep, or if you need to go into the chill zone. Ian, how do you stay so patient and calm? I often don't. Just practice. But in my life, it gets away from me, where I become dysregulated by the goings on in my life, and sometimes I don't realize when I'm being impatient until somebody reacts to me, or until I react to somebody. I just have to catch myself and take a breath. Breathing is the big way I keep my patience. And doing the things that I like. And doing the things I don't like. Doing my chores. Because if I'm dysregulated and I'm unwell and I neglect my chores, it stacks up and builds up. So I just have to do chores and regulate in a healthy way. But basically, the person you see before me, before you, how do I keep patient and calm? Right now, streaming is a little safe space. I decided after some trial and error. I used to stream very loud. And on TikTok I started streaming loud. And then I started doing my art and drawing. And then I started doing this. And I decided that TikTok, for me, would be best as this, after I tried it a few times. And Pixie Lee was telling me to just do ASMR. Do ASMR. I wasn't listening. It took me a little bit, a couple art streams. I did like 10 art streams. And then I started doing ASMR and it felt so good to just designate this time is my relaxation time. This time is my self-care time. And my affirmation time. And my relaxation time. Relaxation twice because it's supposed to be very relaxing. Chris. Zoza. And Den. And Certified Goober. Thank you for the follows. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for your time. You are all beautiful, and I appreciate you very much. It's very wise. I've been hearing that a lot. I appreciate those words, and I hope I can live up to them. I hope I can live up to the wise image you have of me and the patient and calm person that you see. I'm usually very loud and rambunctious. And obviously I have many quiet moments. I'm an artist. I like to isolate. I like to be quiet. But if I'm ever around people, I can't. So it's nice to to isolate because I'm by myself, but I'm not by myself. I'm with you, but I'm doing all the verbal talking, so it feels, it feels a lot easier to stay here for a long time and not have my battery drained really terribly. Carlos, thank you for the follow and the share. You're strong, you are wise, and you are loved. Hi, we're gonna start reading now. At the Sweet Barn. Yes, hello. Oops. Hello, how are you doing, Nathan? So lovely to see you. Let's see what we have here. We've been reading a lot of these. So, Valley of Headless Men, Calapiluit, Scary Mary. I don't remember if I've read Scary Mary. Unless that's of the Nun. Is it the Nun? Am I hearing a noise? 29. That might be the Nun. What are you reading? We will be reading Frightful Folklore of North America. We've been reading this for a little bit. Just a collection of spooky indigenous tales and settler tales and tales from Greenland and Mexico. And it says, Frightful Folklore of North America. Folk horror from Greenland to the Panama Canal. You're doing good. How are you? I'm doing very well. It's a beautiful day today. Can't spell. That's okay. That's okay. Tupilak. Scary Mary. Have I read Scary Mary? That's on page 29. Let's see. We're getting to a point where I've read I think the majority of these. Oh, now that I'm reading spooky stories, should I change my music? Are you even able to hear the music? Should I put on some ambiance for you lovely folks? Perhaps some forest noises? Relaxing forest noises. How is this? Are you able to hear it? Oh. A little bit itchy. Ooh, sounds good. Excellent. Page 29, we're reading Scary Mary. Flip to page 29. Scary Mary of Alaska, the United States. Dwight had a dream of making his fortune in gold, and Mary, who loved him dearly, decided to tag along for the ride. In the early spring of 1898, they boarded a ship and set sail to the burgeoning city of Skagway, Alaska. According to their plan, Mary would stay in Skagway while Dwight went to the gold fields, and they'd marry when he returned that fall as a rich man. Having paid 6 months' rent up front for room 23 at the Golden North Hotel, Mary comfortably settled in, and Dwight eagerly set out on foot to make his fortune. Like many fast-growing cities of the American frontier, Skagway was a cobbled-together, amalgamated mess of a city. There were more taverns, brothels, opium dens, and gambling halls than there were general stores and churches, and more criminals, barmen, and prostitutes than lawful citizens. Mary knew it was in her best interests to spend most of her time in her room, and for 4 months she did just that, awaiting Dwight's return, looking out of the window for hours, hoping to catch the first glimpse of him striding down the road with a fortune in his bags. Unfortunately, that day never came. The unforgiving nature of the Klondike, where damp and cold permeated every nook and cranny, meant the place was rife with illness. Mary contracted pneumonia and died after crawling to the window wearing the dress she was meant to wear for her wedding once Dwight returned. Excuse me, I have to adjust. I'm gonna mute my mic so you don't hear my screeching chair. The cruelty of Skagway knew no limits, and only days after Mary had passed away, Dwight returned to the city after striking it rich. As it turned out, he had not only found gold in the Yukon, he'd also married another woman. Dwight and his new bride swiftly set sail back to Seattle. Mary's spirit remained in Skagway, and for years afterwards, guests and employees of the hotel reported seeing a woman gazing out the window of room 23 and hearing forlorn wails throughout the night. As the decades went on, Mary became restless, angry and resentful. Doors would slam and a spectral woman would race down the halls. The lucky guests in room 23 experienced loud knocks and inexplainable blasts of frigid air. The unlucky guests woke in the middle of the night, choking on their breath, feeling overcome with the sensation of heartbreaking loss. Hey, hello Aubrey. Why is this actually so relaxing? My phone was being stupid. What did I miss? I told the story of Scary Mary. Why is this relaxing? Same reason that having lullabies or stories read to you as a kid, I suppose. I don't remember getting many, if any, of those myself, though. I certainly did get told stories, actually. Got told a handful of stories throughout my life, sprinkled here and there. This reminds me of that. It feels nice to read these spooky stories. Or it reminds me of when I was in school and I would browse books in the library. Gosh, I adored reading. I started to love reading in 5th grade. So I believe it was in 6th grade that I'd found a book about scary ghost stories of Canada. Excuse me. And I read it under the covers because I was so scared. Little 11-year-old creeping himself out, reading scary stories. It was very cool. So sad I'd be pissed. Oh, your phone being stupid? Yeah. What's up? Hello, Zach. So lovely to see you. Not much at the moment. I'm just telling stories and reading stories. What's up with you? Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for your likes and your follows and your attention. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. How are you doing, Aubrey? Very nice, nothing much. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Beautiful day today. Let's see. What kind of stories do we want to read? Let me unplug my headset to make sure you're not hearing it through the microphone. Hello, Ineffable. So lovely to see you. How are you doing? Oh, excuse me. I have to massage my temple. This light is very bright for me right now. Ah, God. Darn you, thing. Ignore me over here. I'm just drinking water. Would you like some? I'm choking on water. I'm ripping something. Ripping some water is all. Just got off work. Excellent. Excellent to hear. I hope that's a good feeling. Just in time for some reading. Let's see what we have here. La losa falaya. That na losa always mixes me up because it feels like I'm used to la. Like, and there's la's all over this page. La malogra. La malogra. Let's check that out on page 130. You know what I was thinking of recently? I was thinking of how I've been like slowly learning Spanish over the last couple years, very slowly. I have some very good friends I used to have some cool friends whose first language or sometimes only language was Spanish. And my best friend, he speaks Spanish. And I was wondering if you as a Spanish speaker, any of you might be Spanish speaking, you know how people make fun of the guy at restaurants who like tries to properly pronounce the food? Well, I'm that guy. Is it heinously cringe for me to order horchata and like not remember how I should say it, but just attempt it anyway? Or is that chill? What do you think? Because I don't get many chances to practice my Spanish. You're chilling? Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Or like, I'll usually try. My accent has been ruthlessly ripped apart by, you know, people who know Spanish a lot better than me, who come from the background. And I understand that my accent is definitely bad because it's a second or third language to me. Second, because I know it better than French now at this point. But my accent's getting better over time. I used to not be able to roll my R's, and now I can. I used to do streams where I would be practicing Spanish. Does that sound like anything interesting to you? Just talking. Not just talking, but like going on Babbel and doing my lessons and stuff like that. I've done a handful of those. Those were fun. Can you explain how to roll your R's? I don't know how yet. So, anything that happens in your mouth and with your tongue is rather difficult to explain. So my process of learning it was just making noises all day, truly all day. I have ADHD and I stim as it is, which is, I think, why ASMR comes so easily to me, because I just do stuff I find pleasing. Anyway, I come from a family of noisemakers, right? And my best friend speaks Spanish. So, just kind of having that stuff in mind, being a noisemaker, I just believed in my ability to learn this skill, and I just pushed it. So I go and just blow air, and usually it's like closed teeth, right? Or no, it's not. Explore your mouth, close your eyes, feel your tongue, and make noises. I found any attempts to explain rolling R's to me were the most foul words I had ever heard in my life, because they didn't make sense. It was supposed to come from the back of my mouth with my tongue at the roof of my mouth in the front, middle, but also back more is action, and it's just so many confusing things, right? And my tongue, I have a large tongue. That's my tongue. My tongue is too fat for my mouth. Ladies, if you watch Ashby, anyway, can you explain how to roll your R's? What's a word I can roll my R's on? I need a word. Somebody say a word, so I'm not just going although that helps. Birria. One difficult thing for me to understand as well is that there are like hard rolls. There are full like right, like excuse me, just stimming at this point. But there are like hard rolls, and then there are soft rolls or like half rolls. So just practice. Just go. I was like cooing and purring and rolling and like just doing all sorts of stuff, and then looking at words and learning new words, and then I would go, okay, aprendo español, gracias, and then I'd go gracias and like over roll, and then my homie would make fun of me, and I'd be like, okay, a half roll or a non-roll or like a soft R. Like there's just exploration to do in your mouth, and that's the best that I could come up with on the spot of instruction on how to roll your R's. Just like practice it constantly. It's not hard to practice because, well, if you have a tongue, then you can do it all the time. Or every time that free time finds you, because you might not be in a work environment that would be unperturbed by you poorly rolling your R's. You might be surrounded by people. Then probably don't, but you'll find time. Does that help? Birria. I've heard it explained like wind blowing through a plastic bag stuck in a tree. The least helpful. Yeah. Which, to me, as someone who can somewhat roll their R's, I can't tell how well I do. And I haven't been practicing. I've been trying to get Spanish practice in every day, like 10 minutes in the morning, and just like do the babble thing. That advice makes sense to me at the stage that I'm at, because you gotta have a relaxed tongue, and it's not like fully relaxed. Like it's active is like touching the the roof of your mouth. The roof of your mouth is being caressed by your little tongue, but it's vibrating, you know. So it's like stuck in a position but relaxed. So stuck in a branch and vibrating, wrestling. I will most definitely tune in to all of your streams. You're my favorite streamer. Gosh, golly, heavens to Betsy. That is very lovely to hear. And very surprising to me. I've been a few people's favorite streamers, but usually they had an intimate connection to me through either just being very close friends or being together or something. I am honored and privileged to be your favorite streamer, and I plucked it for you out of my cedar garden. This is a rose woven of cedar bark. I like it a lot. It's very pretty. I did not weave it, but I'd like to learn how to. Salsa. Dancing as well, I want to learn. I was learning very little bit like salsa stepping. So like every once in a while when I remember to, I'll just be stepping and go and just like trying to just get my feet moving. I'd love to dance. I'm thinking of doing that on a stream at some point too. I might have to turn this light down because I'm like in pain. Oh, don't look behind me into my house, please. How is that lighting? Is it much different? Same here. Same here to what, Zach? I can't remember what I was saying. Oopsie, I may have drank too much water. I used to wink a lot because I come from a family that winks. We just, anytime you catch their eye is just winking, just winking for no reason all the time. So I got in the habit of it, but people don't wink, so they get weirded out when I wink, and especially if they're a lovely lady, and I don't mean it like that, in any sort of way at all, and I haven't said anything, like romantic, and people usually interpret a wink as like a romantic thing or like an innuendo, but I'm just like talking normally, or I'm not talking at all and I just wink, and that's my hello, I'm here. I'm your favorite streamer. Now you're making me blush. And also I was realizing I may have drank too much water earlier because I don't think I'm making sense. What's your opinion on winking? Is basically what I was asking. Where are you from? The West Coast. Smacking the water, yeah. Yeah. Gosh, I'm your favorite streamer? That's very cool. That made me happy. The plan for stream, the hope, if we can keep it up for a little bit, is to stream or to have 4 days of my week available for stream. So right now, this is my 3rd day of streaming this week, and if all goes well tomorrow, I'll be live again tomorrow. And then that would bring us to, what day is it today? Is it Friday today? Friday, yeah. So Saturday and then Sunday, I would take Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to have like a break for myself and to like play video games and draw and do all that stuff or do the chores I have to do. So I would be 4 days on, 3 days off, and that's my hope. So, just an update for those of you who find me to be your favorite streamer. I'd like to communicate better. I'm trying to set up my next post. Probably be a drawing post, but Pixie has been uploading things for me, so she's also got story posts ready. And if any of you have seen those, have you seen Chief in the H2O? Was it you, Zach? Yesterday or the day before, who asked me, who said, "Show us what you're chiefing on"? Gosh, or was that somebody else? Because that has been cracking me up. That's you, yeah. That was so fucking funny. That and the phrase, "the moves are tough," have been stuck in my head since I heard them. And I say them on like a daily basis. Well, I say the other thing on it. I've said it on a daily basis, and that one is now going to be a daily basis thing. Your hair is tough, thank you. Not the moves, yeah. Yeah, I keep getting in trouble for the moves because TikTok doesn't adore them. And they age restrict me every time they come out. And I was under the understanding that my account was already 18 plus, but I guess it's not for some reason. I don't know. Where was I? Tomorrow I'll be live. And then take 3 days. And in those 3 days, I might also take time to record. Like, record voice stuff. So, if you have any thoughts on that, like, should I just be reading this on stream and then recording different things for you beautiful people? What kind of thing should I record? What is the demand for the supply right now? What do you folks want from me? Do you just like frightful folklore of North America and random ramblings? Is that your mood vibe? It feels like I haven't had an opportunity to pick your brain. I'm just kind of like doing random things and being amazed every single time I find that I have an audience of people paying attention to my cogs turning slowly, just, can you hear them? Like, I'm just rambling and you're here for it. But if you have any requests for things to ramble about, I'm also here for that. Or if you have stories to suggest that I can check out on stream, perhaps, I'm interested in that. As I was saying, this little book of mine, I'm gonna memorize it in no time. And then we'll need another thing to read together. So if you're aware of any cool folklore books for me, I'll certainly have a look for them. Somebody had suggested to me that I learn Puerto Rican folklore. If I can find a book on it, I'll probably get a book about it, because my best friend is of that heritage. So that'd be cool. Anyway, let me know. Thank you for your time, your attention, your likes and your follows, and your kind words. You are strong, you are wise, and you are loved. You are a mountain. You are beautiful. This story is La Malogra of southwestern United States and northern Mexico. In spring, the cottonwood trees drop their seeds, enrobed in the airy white fluff that gives them their name. On a windy day, these seeds can travel as far as 20 miles before they find a place to rest. Slightly sticky and light as a feather, the fluff clings to branches and covers the ground in a blanket of white. If the seeds can't find a footing, the fluff binds up in loose bundles and comes to life in the breeze, scurrying across the ground and dancing in swirling gusts, finally coming to rest in quiet corners, culverts, and any place away from the grasp of spring winds. It's within these dark spaces that La Malogra finds its way. A truly malicious entity, La Malogra enters a small bundle of fluff as it begins to form, then immediately seeks more. As it joins another bundle and then another, it methodically becomes a massive ball of fluff, ever moving, never still, shifting with the wind, without shape, yet entirely tangible. In appearance, it looks as if La Malogra is as light as the air that carries it, but in reality, it is crushingly heavy. It expands and contracts, undulating unpredictably, striking out in an instant and pulling back in the next. Its movements appear arbitrary, yet La Malogra maneuvers with calculated accuracy. The mere sight of this incomprehensible being has driven some to madness instantly, while those who have had the good fortune to maintain their sanity while witnessing these malevolent and wild undulations have been found the following day frozen in fright. La Malogra is a terrible misfortune, stalking the forests and countryside, hunting for those not unlike itself. Hunting for those who, not unlike itself, seek darkness. Those who are intent on behaving badly. La Malogra wastes no time when it crosses the path of its prey, moving quickly to engulf its target, picking them off the ground and causing instant disorientation, constricting and squeezing until the breath is pulled out of them. The following morning, the victim is found asphyxiated, their lungs, nose, and mouth full of cottonwood seed, their body covered in a blanket of white fluff, as if tucked in for a long, cold night's sleep. FYI, your life becoming a part of my routine. Excellent. I'm trying to make it a part of my routine as well. Because after a long day, it's just good to take a load off. But also, setting this block as my stream time, it feels like it helps make my day make more sense, where I can wake up and get my food, and then once that the food is done, I'm like, what do I do? I have so much time. And with stream here, the dysfunction is not as bad, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm glad this is a part of your routine, Aubrey. It's so lovely to have you here again. You get it? Excellent. You reading me? You picking up what I'm putting down? You catching the spit that I'm flapping? Are you walking my dog? Are you reading my mail? You read me? Let's read. Oh, I was close to a story that I wanted to read. I want to read The Crybaby Monster. I'm an eagle. Me too. You're an eagle. Just know that made me chuckle. Excellent. That's the goal. This eagles are so lovely. Gosh, I adore them. I have an eagle feather around that I was considering tying into my hair, and I've been trying to learn to braid my hair. I've done a few funny little braids. That might be a cute thing to do on stream sometime. Gosh, my eyes hurt so bad. I may have to turn this light down a little bit more. I accidentally turned it to 6:7. Do you have any funny stories to tell? Tyler reference? Tyler reference. What? I can't remember what I said. Do I have funny stories to tell? Do I have funny stories to tell? I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I'm very funny. Too much chiefing, the reverse osmosis water. Yes, perhaps. What is the Tyler reference? What is that emoji? What in the world? I'm an eagle? Oh, I see. Huh. Oh, well, I was just saying I'm an eagle because that's one of my family crests. Funny stories. My mother comes to mind. She was a funny person, not on purpose. She's all right. We get along these days. She's funny. Not the sharpest knife out there, to be sure. So she comes to mind. She used to terrorize me. I've always been a scaredy cat. So, like, as a little kid, I guess to me, funny stories are, when I used to get up in the middle of the night because I couldn't sleep and just wanted my parents, and I'd go bother them, and they'd have rented, like, whatever the limit was, like 10 horror movies and like 1 or 2 movies for kids maybe, but usually just a big old stack of horror movies, and I'd come out there, and that meant that I watched like the remake of House of Wax, and I watched The Grudge, which was one of my first like fictional traumas, I think. Like, that's one of my earliest little major scaries that, like, a lot of my fears throughout my life have not necessarily been phobias, because phobias are like what's the word? Like like unrealistic, but it's can't remember the word. Like an unfounded fear, an unrealistic fear. It's defies logic. Like, you know what I mean? Phobias. Your head. Clowns are a phobia. Clowns aren't really gonna hurt you. Stuff like that. Most of my fears were founded in something very real and very painful. But my early phobia was of the Grudge. My early, like, terrors were from the Grudge. And that noise that she would make, and it still affects me to this day. But my mother just loved that. And just, I remember after watching that movie, when I would leave my room or go back to my room in the night, I'd have to walk past the steps, and I always saw her down there in my mind, and I swear I saw her in the corner of my eye coming up the stairs, or just prone on the stairs looking up at me. Years later, after first finding out my terror of this, my brother, my baby brother, because I was like 2 years old when they first watched it, when it was like the movie was on DVD. I was like 2 years old, and my mother would go and freak me out, and my 1-year-old, or like maybe I was 3 and my baby brother was 2 years old, he liked that I was scared, and he would make the noise too, and they would just mess with me. Heading to bed. Good night. Good night. So lovely to see you here today. Have a beautiful sleep. You're strong, you're wise, you're loved. May you have interesting dreams. I used to dream of the Grudge. Is that a funny story? The funny part is that years later, my mother would still torment me with it. And one morning, she had taken a shower, and she came to my room to wake me up, and she put all of her wet hair over my face and went while swaying her hair over me and just making the noise. And I woke up and I punched her in the nose. And that's just always cracked me up. It's the only funny story that comes to mind right now, because I told it recently. And I'm schmackered at the moment. Drink water. Gosh, it's 12:15 at the moment, huh? Restricted for some audiences. Like for, oh, goodness gracious. I told the story again, and I totally forgot that when I tell that story, I get flagged for violence. That's stupid. That sucks. I have to think of another story to tell. Gosh, I'm stupid, eh? Oof. Goofy. Okay. Gonna get mad. Shh, don't say that. You're scaring me. Did not. Thank you for sharing the live. You're strong, you're wise, you are loved. Did not. This next story is Crybaby Monster of New Mexico, United States. It was a cool October night back in 1966 when static cut through the evening radio programming in Albuquerque's South Valley. There have been quite a bit of this over the past few weeks, but on this night, there is more static than programming. After a few whacks and an antenna adjustment or two to no avail, most folks turned off their radios, settling in to enjoy a crisp autumn evening instead. That's when they heard it, distant at first, then nearer and louder, the sound of a crying baby. Some people came out of their homes to search, thinking there was an infant in distress. The first person to see the source of the sound described it as a black shape, a hole cut in the darkness of night. It looked like someone crouching close to the ground, facing the opposite direction. Thinking it might be a neighbor, the concerned citizen called out to see who it was. But when the creature stood and turned to face them, they knew instantly it was like nothing they had seen before. It was the shape of a man, about 5 feet tall, entirely black except for its face, which was completely white and featureless. The citizen yelled again, and the creature turned and ran off on all fours, more like an animal than a man. Its escape took it in the direction of a father and his 18-year-old son, who were also looking for the crying baby. In a hurried fury, the creature hit the son hard in the chest, knocking him to the ground before running off into the dark. Over the next few nights, the creature was seen lurking as far north as Old Town Bridge. Although it wasn't seen again in South Valley, it was heard almost nightly for nearly a full month. The sound being described as the most horrible cry, like a baby. Not only did radios continue to cut out, some also said that while the creature was around, cats wouldn't meow and dogs would cower behind furniture, refusing to move. The young man who was struck by the creature claimed that any time it was near, his chest would throb with pain. One resident recalled a similar creature making the rounds back in the 40s, wondering out loud, how does it cry without a face? Hello. Hello, Cheromani. For the follow. Oh, hello. Thank you for the follow. You're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. My brain waves are getting scrambled by the late hour. I think I will go for about 12 more minutes, and I'll call it a night. 2 hours and 30 minutes has been the magic number. The ultimate goal is to go live at 9 PST and to have 3-hour streams. But we'll see how that goes. You enjoy this? That's excellent to hear, microwaved fork. So lovely to have you here. I enjoy your presence. And if you enjoy the stream, you other lovely, beautiful folks, remember to follow and to check out the YouTube channel. If you enjoy the stories and the streams, right now the YouTube channel is full of VODs. Just VODs at the moment, but in the future there will be more. Just flipping through my little book. There's Chupacabra. There's Sasquatch in this book. I still haven't read those ones in this. Ooh, this story looks cool. 2 a.m. for you. It's 12:20 for me. Go subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you. Excellent. Yeah, we've been getting how many? That makes like 18 subscribers now. In like a pretty short amount of time. That's crazy. Thank you, lovely folks, for seeking out more of me. I appreciate your attention and your time and your kind words. I appreciate you. You're strong, you are wise, you are loved, you are beautiful, and you are kind. And I appreciate that about you. Actually, Microwave was the 20th subscriber. Woo! Excellent, 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 excellent to hear. I don't know which. There we go. Some tappies for you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Right now, there's too much going on to plan big special things to record for YouTube or for any other future endeavors. But just know that there will be some special recordings there someday. As soon as we get moved out of this place. Probably. But maybe sooner. We'll see how it goes. Play it by ear, hey? Yeah. That's cool. Thank you. Thank you. Did you... you're saying same to the subscribing? Thank you, Annie, for subscribing. You're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. This next story is of Hidalgo, Mexico. So, it's spelt Ixoxoctic. So would that be Ixoxoctic? Ixoxoctic? Because X's in Mexico are like Mexico. Ixoxoctic? Do any of you folks have knowledge? Or should I pronounce it Ixooctic? Ixooctic. 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 The Sierra Madre Oriental mountain range is on the eastern side of Mexico. More than 20 million years ago, earthquakes and volcanic activity pushed these ancient rocks upward, spilling magma from central Mexico all the way to the Gulf. Over the centuries, many things have adapted and evolved, while others have remained unchanged. Older than the land itself, it is said that the Ixooctic found his way to the surface in a gush of molten lava. Was cast far into the sky, then fell back down to earth as a massive meteor. Due to the great atmospheric friction, his skin crystallized in a firestorm of scorching heat. His descent ended with the enormous force in the hills of Hidalgo, where he lay semi-molten in a huge crater of his own impact's making, glowing white-hot until the rains began to fall, flooding his basin with deep, cold water. This pool became his home. Over the eons, he watched from beneath the water as the first small plants grew, followed by trees. Next was the arrival of small creatures, then large ones, first leathery, then hard. then covered in hair, occasionally surfacing in a great whirlpool. He sometimes snatched up the animals who lingered too long at the edge of his pool. Eventually, humans arrived, taking to the hills that rose up around his basin. He watched them as they evolved. In time, his home was given a name, Laguna de Azteca, and villages and even small cities sprang up around it. And yet, the Ihohoktik has not changed, at least not in form. His appetite has changed, or more precisely, his cravings have. Fish are simply a snack these days, and small mammals merely a filler. It's the flesh of people that excites him, the sweet meat of humans that he craves. A great whirlpool forms, and from within it he surfaces. Scanning the shore, his emerald eyes make contact with those of his victim. Deep and infinite as ocean waters, the Ihohoktik's eyes hypnotize his unsuspecting prey. As he slowly rises and moves toward them, his crystalline skin sparkles in the moonlight, peridot green and faceted, sharply ridged and hard-edged. His long arms reach out, and his sharp obsidian nails gouge deep into the human's flesh. With a quick jerk and a rapid twist, he's gone, and with him his meal, a large splash, then nothing. That's a cool story. Oh, okay. Looks like we have time for one more story. And that's good too, because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the day. Felt very slightly lightheaded for a moment. Just because I have my glasses off in this light and so focused on the book. When I looked up, I went, ooh. Thank you for the likes, everybody. You're so beautiful. You're so strong. You're so wise. Enjoy your presence. And I hope you enjoy mine. Let's see what we have here. I think I've read Tukukame already. I want to read Stikini tonight. I've read it to you before, but I like it a lot. On page 152. Oh, that looks like a cool story, though. We'll read the Stikini of Florida, United States. Oh, excuse me. My shoulders are so stiff. Stikini, Florida, United States. Many people have things that they like to keep to themselves. Harmless secrets or interests they think others might find foolish or unusual. But there's nothing harmless about the secrets a Stikini keeps. In the light of day, a Stikini looks like a normal person, going about their life as any other. They sometimes exhibit a strange behavior or difficult personalities, but it is their inability to recognize when they've flouted social norms that truly sets a Stikini apart. A stakini is a witch who dabbled too much at the edge of dark magic, and over time strayed too far into the darkness. It's in this darkness that a stakini builds its strength. With every sinister deed, the darkness grants it more power. But it's only when the darkness bestows its most powerful gift, shapeshifting, that the true nature of a stakini's wickedness is realized. Once the stakini gains the ability to shapeshift, it can transform into a misshapen and revolting half-owl, half-human enormity. Some simply appear as huge owls, but others are grotesque in their appearance, heinously aberrant with an extra arm or a human face, as if they hadn't fully mastered the transformation. No matter their shape, all have the ability to tear a village of grown men to pieces, and a bloodthirst capable of devouring them all. As with all things gifted by darkness, this power does not come without a cost. To transform the stakini must travel deep into the woods at night, where it regurgitates its internal organs, hanging them high in a tree to keep other animals from eating them. It then falls into a fit of cracking bones, wings and beaks tearing through human skin, and talons emerging from its now changed feet. Once reshaped, the stakini spreads its wings and flies into the night in search of a victim. Sometimes this is a person who has offended them. Other times, the choice might come down to simple convenience. But once the stakini sits upon its prey, there is nothing that can stop them. Sitting on its target's chest, its talons ripping at flesh, the stakini tears the victim's beating heart out through their mouth and devours it on the spot. After its feed, the stakini returns to its hanging organs, consumes them, and returns to human form until the next time it feels bloodthirsty. Ooh. And we'll read this last little page of superstition and lore. But I like this story. I want to do something with this. I'd like to draw the stakini. That feels very, very up my alley. I have a long history of drawing things that are potentially mid-transformation, peeling flesh, breaking bones, things like that. This really stimulates my imagination. I hope it stimulates yours. Are you imagining things with me? Beware the lonely hoot of the owl, a somber cry, an ominous growl, fiendish and a rasping moan, an omen of death to come. How to kill a stakini? Find their organs hidden high in a tree, climb the heights to retrieve them, toss them to the ground, destroy them in the high, hot flame of a fire. With their innards destroyed and unable to transform back into their human form, the stakini will burn in the sunlight of the new day. Or, fashion an arrow with a pine shaft, dress it with the feathers of an owl. Your aim true and your mind pure, you must pierce the heart to defeat this beast. And that is all I have for tonight. Thank you, series of letters, for your follow. You're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. I just remembered that at some point the stream became restricted and 18 plus. Are you perhaps someone returning? Or somebody had to do that yesterday. Anyway, I'm rambling. That was my last story of the night. It's time for me to chew on something real quick and go to bed. It's been a lovely time being here with you tonight. I hope to be here tomorrow if all goes well, roughly the same time, 10 p.m. PST. Hope to catch the next live. Have a great night. Have a beautiful night, and thank you for joining us. I should be alive. I should be alive tomorrow. Assuming I wake up tomorrow, I will stream. For now, you're strong, you're wise, and you're loved. All that troubles you is temporary. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Rest yourself. Eat food. Drink water. Do the things you love and share the things you love. You are loved. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I enjoy our time together. And I'll see you soon. Peace.